Have you ever been in the same room with someone, and without saying a single word, you felt them, not their voice, not their touch, but their presence? It's as if your souls recognized each other before your minds could catch up. That is the power of silent connection. Most people think love begins with what we say, the compliments, the flirting, the late-night conversations. But real connection doesn't start with words. It starts with energy. It's that invisible frequency between two people, subtle, magnetic, undeniable. When a man feels your energy before he hears your voice, you're not just catching his attention, you're touching something far deeper. His heart's rhythm, his instincts tune into you, even when you don't move or speak. And here's the secret. The most powerful women don't chase attention. They command presence, through their silence, through their eyes, through how they simply exist. In this video, I'll show you how to awaken that energy within you, how to touch a man's heart and soul without uttering a single word. Because sometimes, the quietest woman in the room speaks the loudest. This isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about rediscovering your own emotional frequency and letting your energy do the talking. Sometimes, words are too small for what the heart is trying to say. We spend so much time searching for the right thing to text, the perfect sentence to explain how we feel. But love, real love, doesn't live in language. It lives in energy. Think about it. How many times have you heard someone say, "I love you," and it didn't feel true? The words were there, but the connection wasn't. That's because words can be rehearsed. They can be copied, faked, or spoken out of habit. But energy, you can't fake that. You can't pretend to care with your energy. It tells the truth before your lips ever move. When you're with someone, your energy is the first thing they meet. Not your words, not your looks, not even your smile. Your energy speaks in every glance, every breath, every pause. It tells a man whether he feels safe, seen, or drawn toward you. And if your energy doesn't align with your words, he feels the disconnect instantly, even if he doesn't understand why. That's why the most unforgettable connections don't come from long conversations. They come from the moments between words, the silence where two people simply feel each other. In that silence, your nervous systems sync, your hearts match rhythm, and your souls communicate in a language older than speech. Men especially feel love through presence more than expression. They notice your calmness, your softness, your openness, the way you look at them when you're fully there, not trying to impress, not trying to fill the space with noise, because that stillness tells him, you don't have to perform here. You can just be. When words fail, presence takes over. When noise fades, connection begins. The truth is, love doesn't always need sound to be heard. It just needs truth to be felt. Every man feels energy, even if he doesn't know how to explain it. He might not use words like vibe or frequency, but his body, his instincts, his emotions, they all register your energy before his mind has time to think. It's the silent language that bypasses logic and goes straight to his nervous system. When you walk into a room, before you speak, your energy arrives first. It announces you. It tells him whether you're open, guarded, peaceful, or tense. And that instant, those first few seconds determine everything. Because men don't just see you, they feel you. A man instantly feels when your energy is grounded, when you're not performing, not seeking validation, just being. That kind of energy is rare. It's magnetic because it carries truth. It says, I know who I am. That confidence, when quiet and authentic, draws him closer without force. He feels when your energy is warm, when your heart is open, not desperate but inviting. It's the softness in your eyes, the calm in your breath, the way you make space for him to relax into his own presence. That warmth tells him, you're safe here, and that's when his guard begins to fall. He feels when your energy is chaotic too, when your mind is racing, when you're trying to prove something, when you're emotionally somewhere else. Even if you smile, even if your words sound perfect, he senses it, because energy never lies. You can't hide behind tone or timing. Your energy exposes your truth. The most unforgettable women don't compete for attention. They create stillness that commands it. Their energy doesn't chase, it attracts. It doesn't scream, it radiates. When a man encounters that energy, something shifts inside him. His mind quiets, his body softens, he feels safe, and for many men, that's a feeling they don't often experience. He won't always know why he's drawn to you. He might even try to rationalize it. Your looks, your voice, your confidence. But deep down, it's something much simpler. He's responding to your energy, to the peace you carry, to the way you make silence feel comfortable, to the way your presence whispers, "You don't need to earn me, just be here." That is the energy men instantly feel, not the loud, performative kind, but the quiet power that lives in alignment. When your body, heart, and mind are in sync, your presence becomes irresistible. It touches something ancient in him, a longing to feel understood without needing to speak. And that's the secret most never learn. Men may fall for beauty, but they stay for energy, because the right energy doesn't just attract him, it awakens him. Feminine presence isn't about how you look. It's not about perfect posture, flawless makeup, or how gracefully you move. It's something deeper, something that begins in stillness and radiates outward. Feminine presence is the energy of being, not doing. It's what happens when you stop trying to be noticed and start allowing yourself to be felt. When you're anchored in your feminine presence, every movement becomes intentional, every glance meaningful. You no longer rush to fill silence. You embrace it. You stop performing and start feeling. That shift changes everything, because a man can sense when you're truly present, when you're not trying to control the outcome, not trying to impress, just resting in the truth of who you are. Presence is magnetic because it's rare. The world moves fast, people talk fast, love fast, and disconnect even faster. But a woman who is comfortable in her own energy slows everything down. She creates a field around her that feels safe, grounded, and real. When a man steps into that space, he doesn't just see her, he feels her essence. Her calmness softens his chaos. Her openness invites his truth. You don't need to chase validation when your energy already carries quiet confidence. It's in your breath, deep, steady, unhurried. It's in your eyes, soft but unflinching. It's in how you listen, not waiting to respond, but simply receiving. This is the heart of feminine power, the ability to be fully present without trying to control, convince, or prove. A man feels your presence when you're emotionally attuned, when you're grounded enough to sense the space between his words. You can feel his tension, his hesitation, his need to be seen, and without judgment, you stay open. That kind of awareness makes him feel safe in ways words never could. It gives him permission to exhale, to reveal the parts of himself he hides from the world. Feminine presence isn't passive, it's powerful in silence. It's the kind of energy that can calm storms without speaking, the kind that communicates strength through gentleness. It's not submission, it's alignment. It's the deep knowing that you don't have to be loud to be heard, or perfect to be loved. When you embody that energy, you don't chase connection, you become it. You become the pause he craves in a noisy world, the peace that draws him closer, the softness that reminds him what real intimacy feels like. Because true feminine presence isn't about being seen, it's about being felt, in the silence, in the stillness, in the space where words no longer matter. There's a reason eye contact feels so powerful. It's not just looking, it's seeing. When you truly look into someone's eyes, you're not connecting to their surface, you're touching their essence. Eye contact is the purest form of silent communication. It's the moment when masks drop and truth quietly steps forward. With one look, you can tell if someone is open, guarded, afraid, or longing. You can sense desire, honesty, vulnerability, all without a single word. And the beauty of it is, your eyes don't lie. They always reveal what your heart is trying to say. That's why when a woman holds eye contact with calm confidence, it stirs something ancient inside a man. It's not seduction, it's recognition. Most people look but don't see. They scan, they glance, they check, but they don't connect. True eye contact is different. It's presence. It's when you stop thinking about what to say next and allow yourself to feel the person in front of you. That moment of stillness, of being fully there, speaks louder than 1,000 perfectly chosen words. When your gaze is steady yet soft, you invite him into your world without forcing him. You tell him silently, "You're safe to be real here." That kind of connection disarms him. It bypasses his ego and reaches straight to his heart. He doesn't just see you, he feels seen. And for many men that feeling is rare, almost sacred. It's not about staring or performing, it's about authenticity. When your gaze comes from genuine curiosity, compassion, or appreciation, it carries warmth. It tells him he doesn't have to be anyone else. He can just be. Your eyes can express so much more than words ever could. Tenderness, desire, empathy, trust. When they align with your energy, they create an invisible conversation between souls. Every second of eye contact becomes a bridge, a silent message that says, "I see you," not just who you show the world. When you master this, you don't chase connection. You awaken it. You make a man feel what words can't reach. You make him remember you, not for what you said, but for how it felt to be seen by you. So the next time you're with someone you care about, slow down, let your eyes linger, let silence do the speaking. You don't need to perform, impress, or overthink. Just look, really look. Because in that stillness, something extraordinary happens. Hearts begin to speak in the oldest language there is, the language of presence. Emotional intimacy isn't built through grand gestures or endless conversations. It's created in the quiet, subtle ways two people communicate without words, through gestures, expressions, energy, and timing. These are the nonverbal cues that speak directly to the heart. When used with authenticity, they can deepen connection in ways words never could. The first cue is stillness. When you're calm in someone's presence, when your breath is unhurried and your body relaxed, it sends a message, "You're safe with me." Men, especially, feel that safety on a primal level. It tells their nervous system they can let go of tension. In a world where everyone's rushing, your calm becomes magnetic. Then there's touch, not just physical, energetic. The way your hand brushes his arm. When you laugh, the way you linger in an embrace for just a heartbeat longer. It's not about initiating desire. It's about anchoring trust. A gentle, grounded touch communicates more than affection. It tells him, "I'm here with you." Body orientation is another silent cue. When your body subtly faces him, your shoulders open, your feet turn slightly toward his, it shows emotional openness. You're not guarding, not hiding. You're allowing your energy to meet his fully. He feels that openness even if he can't explain why it draws him closer. Your facial expressions carry deep emotional codes too. A soft smile, an understanding nod, a look of empathy. These tiny details create emotional resonance. They signal that you're not just hearing him, you're feeling him. That's what builds trust, not just being understood, but being felt. And then there's mirroring. Without realizing it, two people who are emotionally connected often match each other's tone, rhythm, and posture. It's the body's way of saying, "We're in sync." You can use this consciously, not to manipulate, but to harmonize your energy with his. When your movements and energy align naturally, it feels like a dance, effortless, real, and deeply grounding. Finally, there's silence. Most people run from it, but silence is sacred space, the pause where true connection breathes. When you can sit in silence with someone without needing to fill the air, that's when emotional intimacy deepens. It's in those pauses that hearts speak and energies align. Every nonverbal cue, every glance, breath, and gesture becomes a thread weaving emotional closeness. When you use them with awareness, you're not performing, you're communing. You're allowing your body, your energy, and your soul to speak the truth your words could never capture. Because sometimes the deepest love stories aren't told aloud, they're felt in the spaces between words. Real connection isn't about giving or taking, it's about exchange. A heartfelt energy exchange happens when two people stop trying to impress or control and simply allow their energies to meet in truth. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. It's when your heart opens without fear and your energy says, "I see you and I'm here." When you connect from your heart, you don't chase attention or affection, you share vibration. Your energy becomes an offering, not a performance. You give warmth, peace, and softness through your presence. And what you send out is mirrored back to you. That's the quiet rhythm of emotional exchange, a conversation beyond words, where two people respond not with logic, but with feeling. The first step is awareness. Feel your own energy before you enter a connection. If you're anxious, distracted, or trying to prove something, that's the energy you'll transmit. But when you center yourself, breathe deeply, relax your body, soften your chest, your frequency changes. You become grounded, receptive, open, and that energy invites openness in return. When you're with someone, pay attention to the subtle flow. Notice how your energy expands when you feel seen, and how it contracts when you feel misunderstood. That awareness is the bridge between you and him. Instead of reacting, you begin responding, intuitively, softly, with empathy. This is where connection deepens. A heartfelt energy exchange doesn't demand, it invites. It's eye contact that lingers without pressure. It's listening with your whole body, not waiting to speak, but truly receiving him. It's the warmth in your tone, the calm in your touch, the steadiness in your presence that silently tells him, you don't have to perform here, you can just breathe. When he feels that from you, he mirrors it. His body relaxes, his energy opens, the space between you becomes alive, electric yet peaceful. You begin to move in sync, not through words, but through vibration. That's the moment when love stops being an idea and becomes a feeling that hums beneath your skin. And here's the beauty of it. The more love you radiate without expectation, the more love finds its way back to you, because energy always responds to truth. When your intention is pure, when your presence is full, connection becomes effortless. You no longer seek love, you become it. That's the secret to touching a man's heart and soul, not by doing more, but by feeling more. Because when your heart and energy speak together, love doesn't need words, it simply flows. In the end, connection isn't about what you say or how perfectly you say it, it's about what you radiate. Words may draw attention, but energy creates memory. Long after your voice fades, a man remembers how your presence made him feel. That's the imprint that stays, the unspoken signature of your soul. Touching a man's heart and soul without speaking begins when you trust your silence. Silence isn't emptiness, it's power. It's the space where emotion breathes, where truth finds its way through. When you allow silence to exist between you without rushing to fill it, you show him something profound. You're comfortable in presence, and you're comfortable with him. Love doesn't live in constant talking or explaining. It lives in awareness, the quiet noticing of his energy, his breath, his subtle changes. It's the soft smile that says, I understand. It's the moment your eyes meet and something inside both of you goes still. It's in the small gestures, the calm hand, the relaxed posture, the open heart. These are the moments when two souls recognize each other without needing to speak. True intimacy is not built through effort, it's built through authenticity. You can't force someone to open their heart, but you can create an energy where it feels safe to unfold. That's your real magic, not in what you say, but in the peace you offer. When you're grounded in your feminine energy, you don't demand love, you invite it. You don't pull him closer, you make him want to come closer. When you operate from this space, you become unforgettable, not because you were loud or dramatic, but because you were real. You existed fully, heart open, energy aligned, unapologetically present. And that truth leaves a mark deeper than any words ever could. So as you move forward, remember your energy speaks before you do. Your silence holds wisdom, your gaze carries warmth, and your heart, when open and aligned, can move mountains without saying a word. Let your love be felt, not just seen. Let your energy become your language, because when you embody that truth, you don't just touch a man's heart, you awaken his soul. Connection is not something you chase, it's something you become. And when you become love, calm, radiant, and true, the right heart will always recognize you, even in silence. As we come to the end of this journey, take a deep breath. Feel how still the world becomes when you're fully present. That's where your power lives. Not in chasing, not in proving, but in being. Everything we've explored, energy, presence, silence, connection, all of it leads back to one truth. Love begins within you. The ability to touch a man's heart and soul without speaking, starts with how deeply you're willing to connect to your own. When you honor your emotions, listen to your intuition, and move with awareness, your energy transforms. You no longer search for validation. You embody it. You become the kind of presence that doesn't need words to be understood. Now is your moment to take what you've learned and live it. Practice slowing down. Before you speak, feel. Before you react, breathe. Before you seek love outside of yourself, find it within, because your inner energy sets the tone for every connection you attract. The calmer, more authentic, and open you become, the more deeply others can meet you there. If you want to deepen this journey, start small. Begin each day with awareness. Notice how your energy feels when you wake up, when you interact, when you love. Tune into the spaces between words. Watch how people respond, not to what you say, but to how you make them feel. That's your silent superpower. And as you step forward, remember, you are not here to chase love. You are here to reflect it. The right person will recognize your energy before they even understand why. Because true connection doesn't require translation. It's felt instantly, soul to soul. So carry this awareness with you. Let your eyes speak warmth. Let your touch convey safety. Let your silence radiate peace. You don't have to try harder. You just have to be truer. That's how you touch hearts. That's how you shift energies. That's how you awaken love that doesn't need words to be real. If this message resonated with you, stay connected, subscribe, share this with someone who needs it, and take a moment to reflect. How can you bring more presence into your connections today? Because this isn't the end. It's the beginning of a deeper way of loving. One that starts not with sound, but with stillness. One that doesn't need to be explained, only felt.